Chainsaw Man is my favorite manga and has some of my favorite characters in fiction. Thankfully, it is also pretty damn popular, so an anime adaptation was inevitable. Of course, the logical reaction to the announcement was a mix of hype and fear. More like 20% hype and 80% fear, which should be understandable given the track record of anime adaptations. Then 5 months ago, we finally gotten the first trailer. Before watching it, I only wanted to hear the voice actors. I didn't care about the visuals simply because MAPPA, the studio animating the show, has no problem lying to their audience to create hype. Check out the Attack on Titan trailer footage and compare it to the anime. And well, the trailer surprised me in many ways. First up, they've shown CGI, which we all knew was gonna be a thing. There was no way they would 2D animate Chainsaw Man, so I really appreciate the honesty here. But on the other hand, there were no voices at all, which was definitely a sign that the show isn't anywhere near to being done, which I'm completely okay with. I'm gonna wait years if I have to. Chainsaw Man deserves only the best of the best. But I did feel a little empty, so I've searched on YouTube something along the lines of Chainsaw Man voices and stumbled upon this video here, which theorizes about potential voice actors. I've agreed with some, disagreed with some, but the topic is still in my mind even now, so I thought why not just put the shit into a video. That's what this is, so let's finally get to the main topic. All my friends are dead. Push me to the edge. Of course, we have to begin with the MC, Denji, the best shonen protagonist of all time, but that's just a little side note. When it comes to his voice, I immediately realized that he has two very different voice tones. One is just his chill human self, and the other one is Chainsaw Man. There he goes a little apeshit and constantly screams crazy stuff. For the second one, Okamoto Nobuhiko works amazingly well, best known for his role as Bakugo from Boku no Hero. But I listened to him voicing more relaxed characters and I don't feel like his calm voice would fit Denji perfectly well. But he fits Chainsaw Man so well that I don't really feel like there's a good other option. Masuda Toshiki would be a fine choice as well, but I would go with Okamoto Nobuhiko. I'm a motherfucking meme machine. Power's an interesting one because people can't seem to agree on how high her voice should be. I don't think she needs a particularly high one because of scenes like this or this, but she does go crazy from time to time. She also isn't exactly an intellectual, which all has to be taken into consideration. Well, the best I could come up with is Sora Amamiya, best known for her role as Aqua from Konosuba. It might not be the first voice actress you'd think of for Power, but I think it's a good fit. As Aqua, she showed her ability to just go crazy and scream into the mic. I'm sure she'll also do a great job at portraying Power's best and brightest moments. But I have to admit, this is one of the more shaky choices on this list. Now, I love my boy Aki. He's my second favorite character, but his archetype isn't exactly unique. There are a lot of similar characters, so there are many options, like Mamoru Miyano, Takahiro Sakurai, or Daisuke Namikawa. It's hard to fuck up Aki's voice, so I'm sure they'll pick someone that works well.
It's called hentai, and it's art.
Res is the most boring character in the series and that should reflect in her voice. Can't be too high or too low. Main thing is that her seductive side gets portrayed properly. There are hundreds of choices really, like Shimamura Yu, Tomatsu Haruka, or Sakura Ayane.
I don't know what I'm doing! Shit!
For Kobeni, there's only two choices really. Aoi Yuki would be great, but easily the best fit is Hanazawa Kana. The moment I saw it in Kodacious's video, I knew this has to be it. Kobeni is pretty timid and cutesy for the most part, which is Hanazawa Kana's specialty, but she also can voice characters that aren't exactly sane, which she showed with her performance as Hana from Prison School. Please MAPPA, make it happen. Himeno also has a huge amount of options. She's a bit of a tomboy, often goofy but can get serious when it matters. Good fits would be Komatsu Mikako, Sakamoto Maya, or Sawashiro Miyuki. My main concern with Himeno is that she needs more screen time.
Sometimes it takes a real man to become best girl.
Angel is the easiest choice ever. Yuki Kaji. His calm voice just fits like a glove.
全部今まで言ってることだから。
I also saw that in Condacious' video and was immediately convinced.
Will dominate you.
Quanxi or Chuanxi has to be Rumi Park.
確かに警察関係者というのも一つの考え方ですね。
I also mentioned it in my video about her, and over the last hour that opinion has only solidified itself. I've looked through a lot of options and no one even comes close.
Oh, call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Kishibe is simple, just badass old man. Naoya Uchida,
興味まるでなしか。仕方ない。自己紹介から始めよう。
or Tsuda Kenjiro would be perfect.
杉本、お前には殺されかけたが、俺は根に持つ性格じゃねえ。でも今のは傷ついたよ。
Before I get to the final character, I quickly have to mention Beam. I wouldn't have put him into this video, but Kodacious came up with Ken, the voice of Seko from JoJo, for Beam.
悲しむと思うか？あんたのこと負けちまってや！
I don't even think it just fits well. In some sort of alternative timeline, the anime is already out and Beam is voiced by Ken, who does the same voice he did for Seko. This needs to happen. Mappa, don't you dare fuck this up. And well, the best for last, right? Makima, the Control Devil. This is by far the hardest one. Kodacious has Hayami Sayori listed as a potential option, and I get where he comes from. On first glance, it does fit really well, but I feel like it's the easy way out, the safe choice. When it comes to Makima, she has 3 different masks she puts on, and I imagine her voice tone changes between those. First up is the caring, mother-like kindness she can show, and for that Hayami Sayori is perfect. Couldn't think of a better fit.
任せきりになってしまってごめんなさいね。女性に好まれそうな京都の名所。彼らの参考になればと思って。
But the other two, Makima's second mask would be her seductive side. She's very well aware that she's the hottest thing that has ever existed and uses that, of course. And I don't think Hayami Sayori would really excel here. I've looked through the huge roster of characters she voiced and none of them really fit the seductive niche. And I can't really imagine her voice doing that. I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. Finally, Makima's most common tone is when she is serious and dominant. And again, I don't see her working here. Like the beach scene, for example. Imagining Hayami Sayori's voice here just doesn't feel right. But I think she would work really well as Santa Claus, even when she transforms. I don't think her voice changes there or something. Keeping the calm voice adds to the creepiness. But if she ends up voicing Makima, I'll be fine with it. It's far from the worst choice. Now comes the difficult part. Who the fuck would be the best fit? I've tried a lot of different people. Noto Mamiko, Numakura Manami, Takakagi Ayahi, and a lot more, but none of them really managed to fill more than 1 out of the 3 voice tones which I think are necessary for Makima. And then, finally, I stumbled upon Noriko Shitaya. I have to admit, her bass voice isn't perfect, but she does all the 3 voice tones really well. Motherly kindness,
もし愛の素晴らしさなんてものを思い出させてくれたら、
seduction,
真面目だったり優秀だったりした人たちがどんどん私の前で落ちていくのは、
and dominance.
愛を与えるものと受け取るもの、どちらの立場が上かなんて。
That's the best I could come up with, but I'm sure whoever it's gonna be, it will be fine. They know how important Makima is for the show, right? They can't fuck this up, right? And yeah, that's it. All the characters I wanted to talk about. I just hope the anime is gonna be awesome. Mappa's basically dice roll. The director gives me a bit of hope, but nah, we'll see. And with that being said, thanks for watching.